Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the May 8th meeting of the VillageFest Board. I welcome all of you. Thank you for coming. And my name is Mike Siskin. I'm the chairman of VillageFest. This is my posse right here. And we're going to try and keep on schedule today. First order of business is to take some attendance.
Chair Ziskin,
I'm here.
Vice Chair Watson.
Here.
Board Member Meredith.
Here.
Board Member Manley.
Present.
Board Member Tina Louise.
Present.
Board Member Montanzi.
Hello, here.
Here. And we have our new board member. Here. Okay.
Great. I do want to thank you. I do want to welcome Chris Campbell. He is our newest board member. This will be his first meeting sitting at this table, but he has warmed one of the seats over there for months. So he's hit the ground running. Welcome. I want to remind everybody, including my fellow board members, to turn off your phones. Don't put them on airplane mode. We're not on an airplane, and it impedes the high-tech sound system we have. Public comments. This is a time for anybody in the public to come on up and talk to us about VillageFest or anything related, good, bad, ugly, whatever. Are there any public comments at this time? I see none, so I'm going to invite my board to comment. Julie, would you like to start?
I have nothing.
Okay.
Welcome to Chris.
Mark, did you have any?
Oh, excuse me.
That's okay.
I just wanted to welcome Chris, that we needed some new blood with the old.
Yes.
Welcome, and nothing else.
Okay, and Joy?
I have nothing but welcome.
Dottie?
And welcome, Chris.
Thank you. No comment.
Okay, thank you. The only comment I have, and he's not here, is I wanted to publicly thank former board member and former chairman Ron King for sitting in for as long as he has until we could get Chris's seat filled. But when I see him, I'll thank him myself. Good. Okay. If you said he's going to be here, he'll be here. Good. Do we have any correspondence? Good. Nobody wrote any nastygrams to us. Okay, the next item is our consent calendar. These items can be approved with one motion, or we can pull them off for modification. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. We accept the consent calendar.
I'll second that.
Okay, discussion, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
It carries. Okay, legislative actions, I know that kind of sounds bureaucratic, but it's really the vendor applications, and this is where we invite all of you to come up and talk to us about products that you would like to see at VillageFest. And our first one is Natural Bath and Body Care. It's Rita Stack. That's in our arts and crafts category. Rita is a current vendor, And if I'm reading this right, it's toilet bolt covers money box sculptures. And I don't know where one ends and the other begins. Do you put money in the toilet bowl? Not yet.
What number are we on?
It's 5A. Yeah, you better use that one. Yeah, can you do me a favor and just?
Can I do
Yes.
Okay. Natural Bath and Body Care has been coming to VillageFest for more than 3 years already. We have a beauty product selling actually successfully. We are happy to be here. We love the weather, we love the people, we love the entertainment. So, I'm shaking. I don't know what's going on.
Take your time. Go.
Okay, so we'd love to add some new product.
Okay.
Actually, it's kind of new line, and from where I have to start, I can start from here.
Would you mind holding the microphone?
Just pull it out. There you go. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So we can start
Let's go this way. Great.
with the pictures, and pictures reflect how we started.
Okay.
So we started with the clay, doing some sculptures, mini, tiny, and then using mold,
Right.
and we put gypsum in a mold, and then come up. You can see it, everything
yeah.
in the pictures, and then depends. Let's say this
So
one
cute.
is.
I didn't understand.
This one is small dragon. And let's say this one is Pokemon.
That is adorable.
Actually, it's fun to make it, and just basically it's like doing from gypsum some figures.
Pass one around.
Can you pass one or two around so we can take a look at them?
Which one?
The first one? Yeah. Just two. And these are all the toilet bowl covers,
Yeah,
right?
and how it works on a toilet.
Okay.
It's
When you
some
see
cup,
it, you'll see
two
in the
cups.
picture.
So you don't need to remove these cups because
Oh,
this
those
one,
the big plastic
it's
cap that
coming
goes
on
on.
the top,
Okay,
on the top of the bowl, on the cup.
right.
And see,
Clever. Very nice.
Yeah.
and sitting on the bowl, and
No, at 2 in the
children
morning.
love it, and and
It's very sweet.
additional to
Look at
this
the
one,
picture.
they're doing like money bag.
On the
Goes on
bottom
the
of the
bottom of the
toilet are two bolts that hold the toilet.
Those balls.
Those
Yeah.
I
bolts.
just cleaned mine, no wonder.
Well, that's good, more than we need to know. Now, these go on top of the bolts.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
aren't they,
typo.
darling?
I knew you'd like them.
Very clever.
Okay, interesting.
So basically, it's clay,
you were saying
and
gold.
then just from the mold, it's come up to this.
So these are solid?
Yeah, it's a solid.
Well, if somebody breaks in, you can hit them with it.
It's gypsum.
I won't be over at your house.
Bad neighborhood. They're really cute.
Okay.
I never
Did
would
we
have
do the
thought.
money box yet?
No, we're getting to that. We're still doing gypsum.
We have a small, just handmade.
You have your label.
And
Okay.
our company information and location, and name of this line.
So are these fired or they just dry and then you paint them?
When it's dry, we paint it and put just some gloss.
So they're not they're not put in a kiln?
No.
Okay.
They're like plaster,
No.
those
Like-
sculpture
oh, yeah.
pieces
We
you
used to
get
do
from
those
the
when I was
beach
a
and you
kid.
paint them.
Yeah.
Cute as a
Okay.
button.
Okay. Okay, what you got next?
I don't know. I have some stuff, whatever was required for, to apply.
No, I don't mean that. There's
Letters.
no.
and-
Where's the money box sculptures?
Money box wasn't ready, but it's the same. Like,
Same like these?
yes, a little bit bigger. Just maybe like this. A little bit.
Does it go on the toilet?
No. Money
bank.
box, just mini sculpture. You can
Oh.
put it anywhere.
Like the
statue.
rock with the key?
Yeah. Like we have a small pig.
I'd have to pay
so
them.
with the stuff, how to call it?
So like a piggy bank?
Yes.
Not a
yes.
money box, really?
Maybe I call it.
It's okay,
wrong.
I just want to understand, because.
So you put just money
Do we
inside.
have any pictures of that, or?
We need to see a
Are you
photo.
using these similar pieces just as a
The
bank?
same, just quality,
use
the
the same
same
mold?
product, everything's the same, except we don't have a hole here, and we have like holes with money inside.
Oh, so it's like a bank,
Yeah, a bank,
Money bank.
a money bank?
yeah. Not a money
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Now I get it. That's fine. I think we can.
I'd rather see them, we need to see an example, I think.
Do you
of
have a
one,
photo of one of the
Because
banks?
they're not in here, and,
Can I see it? And it looks like I have it on my phone, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
because,
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I would be okay with it if
Uh-huh.
she brought it back to show staff, but it just, we haven't seen it at all, so I think we should.
Well, what do you want to do? You want to
Just show it to staff.
show it to staff?
I mean, if it's like these
like that.
and she shows
Exactly
it,
the same,
Approve
the
it,
same.
so- And then let her bring it back to staff.
yeah,
and then-
yeah.
Just show the picture.
Do you want
Okay.
a motion? I can
Yeah,
try
go
one.
ahead. Why don't you?
I'd like to make a motion
Thank
that
you.
we accept this vendor for these toilet bolt covers, which are adorable, and that upon approval from staff, we would also approve a money box that is very similar to what we're seeing here.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion?
I've never seen anything like it. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't either. They're really
Super
great.
clever.
Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It carries. Thank you.
So we'll see you with your bowl covers on the street.
Which way?
Pinch the bottom.
Oh.
Oh, don't worry
Just
about
put
it.
it on the table.
It's nothing but trouble.
Yeah, next one. Pick it up.
Yeah, the next person. Okay, the Palm Springs Comic Expo. Michelle Campbell. Right. She's here to promote the event.
Hi, hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. How are you?
Fine.
Good. So I'm producing a comic expo in June, and so we're looking to have a booth up until June 21st to promote it's a comic convention. And so here's some flyers.
Hi, Michelle.
We're gonna have a step and repeat that has our logo on it. We're gonna bring some cosplayers out, and we're gonna hand out flyers.
What's a cosplayer?
A cosplayer is somebody who just dresses up in costume,
Oh,
like
a
a
costume.
superhero, Arrow, Wonder Woman, Batman, whatever.
Okay. Great.
Okay,
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
sounds great.
Somebody make a motion?
I make a motion, we approve
Comic Expo.
Comic
Expo.
Expo for the street.
I'll
Right.
second that.
Okay. Discussion?
Thanks for having an event in June.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's good. It's really good for the city.
Thank
Much
you.
more of a year-round city, and let's
Right?
keep that up.
Definitely.
Do you have any idea what kind of attendance you're looking for?
I can tell you my goal, and I will do everything I can to make it happen, is 17,500 paid attendees. I'm also giving away 3,000 tickets to
Over
the
how many
community.
days? Over how many days?
Over 2 days. So we have a Friday night concert, and then the expo is open on Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
So with the 3,000 that we're going to give away to the community, we're looking at about 20,000. That's the goal. Yes.
Very good.
Wonderful.
So
How
are
many
you,
have you sold now?
Not that many.
not that many?
Not 20,000. But
It's a-
ticket sales roll in 4 weeks before the show.
Yeah, yeah. it's a
So
last
everybody
minute
waits
thing.
till the last minute.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll have about,
This type of thing anyplace else?
I've produced the last 2 that happened in August.
Here?
So at the convention center. So I produced those last 2, and now I'm doing this one in June. And we'll have over 200 vendors inside the trade show floor.
Good, good for you.
Great.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carries. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to see you down there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that's great.
That is great. Metal Mayhem Design and Consulting, Chad Roberts. And
It's okay.
Mr. Roberts has metal sculptures, right?
Yes, sir.
Right, and you have staff with you.
Actually,
I'm the artist.
Oh, you're the artist.
Hi, I'm
Okay,
Catherine.
you're the staff.
Kind of. He's a promoter.
Okay, good.
So I hand make every single one of these, and some of them are actually 100% recycled materials, like this one right here is recycled aluminum and steel. I also make these beautiful roses, every single bit of it. We have to draft out the patterns, then trace the patterns onto metal, cut them out, shape them. We also cut out the different stems and thread them ourselves to make the bolts go on, weld the leaves, and do everything ourselves.
Wow.
Where do you get your material?
My father owns a metal shop, but we get it from Endura Steel.
Very good.
It's kind of heavy, but
How many pieces do you have?
I have about 7 and a lot of roses. But I'm still working on some pieces.
Wow, there's a lot of work that went into this.
This is the vendor that I sent the video. Around
Yes,
if you
yes,
go
yeah. I'm smitten by this.
That's actually coppered, welded into steel.
You did that? You cut the
Yes,
copper and
I had
everything?
to actually make the boxes myself. And then I cut the pieces out and then inlay the copper with a heliarc.
It's,
Are you coming
And-
for summer?
Oh, yeah. I'm here year-round.
Are you?
does
We've
this
been out
have-
here for 26 years with the metal shop.
Does this have any kind of finish on it, or?
Yeah,
or-
it has a brie wax finish,
Okay,
and that's all natural.
right. This is gorgeous.
This is metal?
Yeah, it's aluminum. It's melted down aluminum from cans.
Okay.
I don't know how you, you don't have to melt this, do you?
I have to, yeah, I actually have a little smelter at home, and we actually have 4 of them, but,
Right.
and we build our own smelters.
Well, you're kidding.
No. We actually
that a
have to make a lot of our own dyes and a lot of our own patterns and a
I
lot
mean,
of our own
that's
jigs.
Is that small or large? That
That's a maquette, which is anything
No, the
under 4.
rose.
Oh,
Is that small or large?
well, that's a small. I do make a large.
That's only
It's a-
$20?
Yeah, well, I sold 3 on the way here.
That's beautiful.
So
Good. Good. Give it up.
well, we have a shop in Morongo Valley, and that's fully stocked machines and everything. But I like to work out of my garage.
And where is that?
That's in Yucca Valley.
Oh, okay.
We used to have our shop on San Rafael.
So you just make like gates to,
I make everything and anything out of every type of metal.
it's impressive.
Do you have business cards?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Julie. Here, give that to Julie.
We also have
Okay.
a family website too that's been around since
Forever.
2004. But our website's on there, so.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for these folks?
Oh, and I also make my podiums and all my display pieces 100% recycled
Great.
material.
Oh, wow. That's fabulous.
I make a motion, we accept Metal Mayhem.
I'll second that.
Discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You guys have a
Look
wonderful
forward to
day.
seeing your display.
We will see you on the street.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Roses for a gift. I mean, those are awesome, right?
She's an old family friend.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Deborah, where's Deborah Murphy? Deborah here? I'm Deborah. Hello.
Well, that's okay, because that
You're
was
Deborah.
Chad.
That's that. Okay, and this is the grate plate.
That's right.
Handmade ceramic grating plates with peeler and brush.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. So Deborah's up in Portland. Sure. Deborah's up in Portland, so I'm filling in for her.
Okay,
And,
sounds good.
But I've helped her out with markets and making all these plates and stuff too, so. You could just pass these around. They're all, each one's made by hand. The art studio is in Indio.
Did I see you at the La Quinta Art Festival?
You might have seen me, you saw me at the farmer's market, actually, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In La Quinta?
No, in Camelot.
Oh, okay.
And so that's a good lead-in, I guess. I'm pretty sure that one of the reasons that she was accepted to that farmer's market, since it's certified organic and everything, you have to be local and handmade and all that if you're not food. One of the big reasons that she makes these, and I help her make them, is Yeah, they're not so sharp that you're going to cut yourself, though.
No, I see that.
So one of the big reasons why we make them by hand is to control the sharpness of these ridges, so that you could go all the way down to your fingertips and you don't cut yourself or waste food, which is a big plus.
Yeah.
How about grating ginger?
Yeah, we actually specialize in that, and I'm glad you asked because I didn't know how much I was going to demo. I could show you the remnants of the last time I was doing ginger, because normally when you do ginger, it gets really stringy
Right.
and just generally difficult. And our plate, since we go into the clay to make the ridges, it actually pulls the meat from the fiber bits, and this stuff stays behind. So this
The
is
stringy stuff.
So this is the end of the little ginger thing that I had.
Right.
Now I remember you were at the Palm Desert
Yeah.
certified, and I asked you to come here
Yeah.
and show you.
So the ginger thing is not this one. This is for garlic.
Nope, it
It's
does
for both?
everything.
Oh, okay.
One plate does anything firm from garlic, ginger, any root like turmeric, wasabi. You can also do, since we bisque them at a pretty high temperature, so like 2,500 degrees, it sets the ridges, so the ridges don't dull over time. You could do something as hard as nutmeg, cinnamon sticks, and also our colors don't leak or bleed. All of our glazes are done by hand. They're lead-free, dishwasher safe, microwavable. And also our clay's even locally sourced. We get it out of Laguna Clay. And what else? Oh, it's durable too. It's a stoneware that we
Okay,
use.
help us understand. You make them or she make them?
I help her. We make them together. Yeah.
Okay, you
so
make them
yeah,
together.
my background's in the arts. I met her at the studio space that she was renting out in Indio. I was working on a piece of sculpture, and I said, if you ever need
So-
help, I could help you out. So.
All right. Well,
yeah.
you're not in any of the photos. Is that because you were behind the camera?
I don't think so. She said that she needed a driver's license picture because you guys were asking for it. So I texted her a photo of my
No,
driver's
I'm
license.
talking about. We usually like to see the artist making the product.
Oh,
So if anybody asks us, we can say, "Oh yeah, the artist."
I don't know. She took care of all the photos, and she let me know before I came in that
Okay.
Why didn't she come also?
she's up in Portland. She and her daughter started the business, and they're originally from Portland. And since and so since the season is kind of coming to an end, mostly she was working the farmers markets here, and
Sure.
those shut down last week. And she really wants to get into this market, and I said, look, since I'm here, I can kind of help you out. So,
And I actually met her at Palm Desert because I walked the certified market, and I met both of them, and I told them to come here, that I thought it
good.
would be a good addition to you, unlike,
Yeah.
unlike CBD oil.
They're very nice.
yeah, and
Doesn't she
Have
need
we
to be here?
met Hillary before? Has she been here before us?
I don't think so. Yeah, and but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if there's any concern about her not being here, I mean, I help her out as much as I can, making the plates
Here's the
and
concern.
selling stuff. So.
Here's the concern that we know she makes them and all that.
Yeah.
We normally require the actual artist to come before us,
Yeah.
and that's so.
Well, if that's a concern, you're meeting him because I've at some point in the process I've made it from a hunk of clay, flattening it out, doing everything. So even though it's like
I know,
you know what I'm
know.
saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. It's just I don't want to sound like a jerk, but I don't see that documentation. You're telling me that, and I believe you.
Uh-huh.
But I don't have it. If somebody else came up to us and said, they don't make those, I can't come back and say, yes, they do. Here are the photos.
Right.
So I'm going to leave it up to my board. Somebody go ahead and make a motion.
I make a motion, we accept him, and if you want to alter the application and have him sign into the application, I don't see a problem. I've met her. I've seen them both together.
And can I chime in just because I'm aware that with this product in particular at other markets, that there is a concern about making sure that it is handmade, local. So both her and I tried as much, I mean,
I know.
we did as much as we could to to photograph
Sure.
everything.
We have
and so-
we have a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll give a second.
All right. Okay. Made and seconded. Let's discuss.
I mean, I believe them too, but we would be, oh yeah, I'm sorry. We would be breaking our own rules
Okay.
in the future and in the past.
I see what you're saying. Chris, did you have anything to add?
Not at this time.
Okay. Didn't mean to blindside you.
I see a couple of options. Either you could resubmit using your name and have pictures of you making them, or she would have to be here.
Okay.
Those are the only two possibilities that fit under the rules and regulations. These are really pretty ones, though,
Yeah.
and I hope
No-
that we're
no
able
problem
to
with the
resolve
product.
it.
The product
You
is
say
really
your
good.
business is in Indio?
Yeah.
Can you make it in Indio?
Yeah.
So someone could actually visit Indio and see their facility if that was the
You
case?
could just send pictures.
Yeah.
Send us some
I
I
photos.
think she did. I thought she did. She told me that she did.
They only
so-
show her.
Okay.
That's the thing. So
Yeah.
it appears that you might be a representative and
Yeah.
not an actual maker of it. So we just want to resolve that one way or the other.
Okay.
Because you're not her,
Right.
so, right? So
Yeah.
either she needs to, the application has to have your name on it with pictures of you making it, which shouldn't be very hard, right?
Right.
Or she needs to come here and represent it.
Okay.
In my opinion, those are two options of how this could be resolved so that you could get into VillageFest.
Okay.
It's just that if we do this, it opens the door, you know.
Yeah,
and
I know. As much as I'd
it's
like to,
against
I
our
don't
rules
wanna-
and regulations.
Yeah.
and-
So what I would
future
suggest, we
vendors.
meet every 2 weeks. So either you or her can come here with photos of you making the stuff, or she can be here in person, because we already have a photo of her making the stuff.
Right. Okay.
And, you know,
So, I mean, can it be just as something as simple as me having my cell phone and just taking a selfie of me, like making the plates and
As
stuff?
odd
then?
as that may seem, yes.
it covers us and
And
it-
it
yeah.
needs your name
Okay.
on the application
Yeah.
then. That's the
Take-
other
who
thing.
would be
Take a few
working the booth?
pictures of you stamping the clay and doing what
Right.
you're doing at your work.
Okay.
It's coming, it's coming.
Jump in there.
Go ahead.
No, it should be in order.
You're right. Okay, Julie spoke. Did you want to? Mars first.
Mars next.
Okay, my question is, would both of you be at the Village Fest on Thursday nights?
I think for what she wants to do for the summer, because the markets kind of are closing down here, she wants to be up in Portland for the summer. And I said that I could help her out like I do sometimes for the farmers markets over the summertime. So I'll be here
Okay.
in her stead.
That's all the more reason we need to have your pictures then.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
And you
I
will-
was thought that I thought because she texted me and said, I need a picture of your driver's license for this application for Village Fest, and I'm surprised that you guys don't have any of that.
Yeah, we do have
There-
that.
That is in it, the
Yeah.
picture of your driver's license, but
Okay.
nothing in the description has your name as being one of the makers of it. That's all.
Okay.
It's easy to resolve.
Okay,
Yeah. So,
We'd love it.
okay,
The artist has to be at the booth, so that's what the issue is.
Right.
We have Deborah's name on here and not yours, and also her Oregon address is on here as well.
okay,
So that's why it needs to be under your name if you're gonna be the one representative at the booth. We can't have
Right.
another artist.
now that's the easy part. We can change, you know, the form or add your name. The more difficult thing is to let us see the artist, i.e. you, making the product.
mm-hmm,
Did you have something there?
No, I think everything's been said in many different ways. Ultimately, just redo it and
Okay.
we'll see it when you come back.
all
So-
right.
Apply.
There's a motion on the floor. We have to vote on it.
And the motion is?
Well,
Or unless you want to withdraw the motion.
No.
we should
Okay.
modify it.
I think I'll make Did you make the motion?
You made the motion.
Okay, so I make the motion that we accept him if he brings the proof and pictures of him making the artwork. And his name on the application.
Okay. I'll second that. Discussion.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we've discussed it enough. You
Yeah.
know what we need.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All
Okay,
right.
so you know what you have to do.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll see you on the street.
Okay, sounds good.
Soon as you get our,
Great. Sorry to be so bureaucratic about it,
we'll
but
help you with every little.
yeah, they'll help you with it.
Yeah, and then, so, do I just come back in 2 weeks? Or?
Faith will tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll fit you in like the dentist.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you for coming by. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really gotta
Sometimes.
have one.
On a good
Nice.
day.
Think
Do I hang
Dennis-
out or?
No, bye.
It costs more than doctors. God damn. Okay, Laura Gressleaf for District Attorney. Dave Parsonage, Political Promotion Campaign. Hello.
Hi,
Take the
welcome.
microphone and talk to us.
I am neither. I am a pitch hitter at the last minute.
Well, you're more than welcome.
Thank you. My name's Carla Cravens, and I am a big supporter of Laura. She's running for district attorney, and she would like to. They were unable to make it. One's in court, and the other one has a speaking engagement. So here I am. They said I happen to be in the Coachella Valley, so I'll do it. So bear with me. Laura has some really unique answers to the questions of fixing up the DA's department. She would love to have a booth so she can promote her running for a campaign. I did bring I believe David's been talking to Faith, and the request for the village letter of intent and pictures of what she would have on the booth. And also one of the handouts that they
Yeah, can
sure.
we see it? Okay,
Sure.
thank you. Do you already have the application? Oh, okay.
Okay.
So tell me, Dave Parsonage is her campaign manager?
Yes, he's a
Okay.
campaign manager.
that's fine.
And would like to submit the paperwork to you folks and hope that you agree that this would be an awesome opportunity for the local Palm Springs residents and the other local communities to come and get to know her and understand where she's coming from and ask questions so they would have a very educated decision at this June's election. And I did have 2 questions. One, when is the setup and tear down times for the booths?
We can work on logistics.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so that is basically it. So I've actually sponsored. My husband and I sponsored an event for her down in Indio, but we want to get down here over to the Palm Springs area where there's so much more foot traffic and such a beautiful welcoming that they would have there. So, if you have any questions.
Yes, Laura, where does Laura live?
Laura lives around the Temecula area. She actually works in a law firm in downtown Riverside. She is an appeals attorney. She's very successful. She's got a 9-year-old boy. Very happy, very, very positive person who's tough on crime, but yet sees alternatives to instead of cramming all our gels all over the place. So, but anyway.
And she would come on Thursday evening?
She was come on the Thursday evenings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a
That was
plan.
my question.
Okay,
I really like one of the things in here.
I like a lot of the
I
things in
really
there.
like one of the things
Yeah.
a lot, and that is to help find answers for troubled veterans, mental health
Yes.
help
You
for
bet.
homeless people,
Yes, and she's very involved
peace.
and world peace.
in the past with homeless programs and such. So that's something we shared, and that's how we got connected. So,
Very, very nice.
So that's
Somebody want
really
to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept this political campaign to our event.
Sure.
I'll second that.
Okay, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
It carries.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Sure, thank you. We'll see you down there.
We will tell her we'll see her on the street.
I will.
Okay.
I just put it down, yeah.
Okay, Mark Lambert, where's Mark? Purple Bricks?
I like their commercials.
I
Yeah.
do too.
I know, but they're not here, so we don't have Purple Bricks today. Not here. Bulletin for Assembly 2018. Is that one word? You're gonna have to explain that.
.com.
It's Carol Bolden. It's a political promotional campaign. Well, there's the microphone.
Welcome. Nice to have you.
Yeah, that's my campaign committee name, Bolden for Assembly 2018. And I just be coming to, I'm running for the 42nd Assembly District, and that includes all of this area. It includes the pass area, clear to Ukaipa, and then it goes up to the high desert all the way past 29 Palms, and low desert all the way down to La Quinta.
Oh, my.
So, yeah, it's a huge district, so I'm wanting to come here. It's kind of actually the center of the district, and hoping that, you know, I'll be meeting voters and making them aware of my campaign and what issues I'm going to be promoting, and so they'll have a chance to meet me and talk to me some.
Okay. Somebody want to make a motion? I'll make the motion. I move that we approve this
I'll
campaign
second.
booth.
I'll
Okay,
second it.
second. Any discussion?
Is this for the June ballot? Or?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, well, then we got to get you
Yeah.
out there right away.
Yeah.
Any further discussion?
I don't think so.
All in favor?
Aye.
It carries. Welcome. We'll see you
Okay.
out there.
Well, thank
We
you
will
very
see
Have
you
much.
lots of,
on the-
lots of
And-
stuff to hand out.
We don't have to pay today then? It's actually,
Talk to my banker.
okay.
Talk to the girls later.
Okay.
See you on the street, Carol.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Cliff, well, that's okay, we have a whole bunch, I do that all the time. Well, that's all right, cost an arm and a leg. Desert Dance Community. And this is Cliff Callinison.
Hey,
Am I getting the
welcome.
name right? I always get his name mixed
You
up.
got my last name right, Mr. Collins.
Oh, yeah, that's good enough.
Welcome, guys. Take the mic off and talk to us.
Yes, sorry about that. My name is Clifford Cullen Nissan. I am here with my partnership, Tim Long. We are the Desert Dance Community. We have been doing this for almost 5 years now. And most likely, we are a nonprofit a dancer group. And we like to do this mostly for the positive message for the community.
Yeah, so what we mostly like to do, our goal is to pretty much be able to dance on to the VillageFest. We were dancing without the permit for 5 years now. Sorry about that, but usually, usually we've been entertaining since we were still in high school. We never got a permit. Only reason because we were young, pretty much. We were in the side and we were entertaining a big crowd and we weren't bothering anybody, you know.
It's easier to ask forgiveness.
You know what I
when you
mean?
get
So
caught.
like we were okay with it. We were spinning on our heads and we were totally fine, pretty much. So yeah, we are break dancers. We do hip hop. That's what we do, and I believe it changed the majority of my life because I've done hip hop. Dancing definitely took us a whole another way forward, and we inspired a lot of other kids. Doing dancing as well, not just for them to do it professionally, but just the positive energy what kids see, and you see them run into the floor. You know what I mean? And I believe that that itself is a good positive message for a lot of other people. We go by a 12 by 16 linoleum that we perform on. I'm not sure if you guys seen us before on to the sides dancing, but yeah, that was us for a long time now. And yeah, so today we're getting the permit is reason because there was other vendors, unfortunately, was complaining about us in the side of having our music, and I unfortunately taken away their business. as people were saying. So, so finally we came today, and hopefully we can make, or at least hopefully we can have a judgment to at least behave on the Village Fest and not get in trouble with other people.
Well, we're going to try and help you get
And
legal.
do you have then a tip jar? Is that what you?
Yeah. So what the tip jar was is basically what we didn't have a tip jar when we first started. People wanted to give us something, just something somehow, and some way to show appreciation. It was the biggest thing wasn't making money. That was the last thing in our mind. We love the fact that we were able to go to the street fair and be able to perform and have a good time. Like really, we had so much other high schoolers come down and be able to be inspired and dance as well. So and that really I would say see a different perspective. You know what I mean?
Is it just you two, or are there
There's other
others?
dancers, yeah, but I would say generally us two are like the main.
Okay, and are you both in high school now?
No.
You're done. with that.
Yeah, that was yeah, I was
Right, but some of the other folks are still in.
Some are.
Okay.
No, I would say most of the dancers now, since it's been that long, we're not in high school anymore.
Okay, so we didn't get an answer. Are you going to have a tip jar?
Yes, we are going to have it. So that's the thing. Like, I'm not entirely sure if we should have the tip jar.
I think you should always ask for money.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like, you know what I mean? I don't want to seem like we're here to make money. You know what I
Always
mean?
ask for money because you're giving of yourself, and you have a very nice product, and it has value. So it's always nice to remind the public you're not asking them if they want to give you something.
Absolutely.
Never turn down. My daddy taught me that. Never turn down money.
And like just the fact that being able to do like have street knowledge, being able to go on the street, perform in a bunch of other people,
Yeah,
out,
people
out
love
of
that.
nowhere.
They're
You know what I
happy- they're
mean?
happy that
Flash
you're there.
dance, and all of a sudden you see all these people crowding around, and they're like, "Wow, thank you so much." I remember these people were like, "Here, take 100." I'm like, "Oh my God, no way!"
Yes, you
like I
will.
can't. He's like, "No,
Oh, yes, you will.
you inspired my son. You take this $100." So I'm like,
And you never know where this could lead
yeah.
You don't know.
Never know.
You
Where it
don't
could
know,
lead you.
especially in this city. There are some very important people that walk our street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
I-
lead to other entertainment gigs. Maybe
And-
the
yeah,
casino.
and-
Discovered, right?
Never know.
And that's the thing. And I believe, like, if other people see what we're doing, you know what I mean? They can say, like, hey, we could probably do something like that on the streets, you know what I
Right.
mean? Not selling drugs, of course, but be able to dance another way of, you know what I
So-
mean?
You might open up a dance studio.
What's wrong with
Pretty much. If we get that far and if we get very popular, then I mean, I teach kids, but we don't have our own dance studio.
Okay, does somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept these entertainers.
I second it.
Okay,
Discussion. I love the idea that they want to get legal, and I've seen this happening over the years, and I really enjoyed it myself. The only thing that I do want to say is if they're going to have anybody that will be part of the group they're dancing that is under whatever age that would be, 18 or 21, 18, I guess, that they would require some sort of authority by their parents that they could do that. I don't know. Is it a liability if
not
you
to
have?
us.
Yeah, I don't know. If it is, then I just want to
That's a good point.
add that in there if that is any sort of a problem, and seeing as they are over that mostly now, just, I don't know.
Let me look into that, because
Okay.
it's a very valid point, and I am not sure, because in the past when we've had people under the age of 18, their parents have been representatives
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, we just need to be
With
sensitive
the
to that.
exception to the school district, which it's been actual programs that have come out here.
Yeah.
So let me look into it.
Okay,
That's a
other
very
than
valid
that,
point.
I love
Okay.
this.
And Jasmine, would you give them a space where they can move and not bother
Absolutely.
the
Right.
other
Sure,
vendors, so
absolutely.
they're
Now, do
at
they
peace?
bring some lighting or?
Yes, they have their own lighting.
Okay.
Great.
And
Okay.
what size is that linoleum?
12 by 16.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It carries. We're glad you're here.
Welcome.
And now you're
very
legal.
much. Thank you so much.
Legally.
And legally,
Yes.
yeah.
Finally.
Can't wait.
I know that feeling.
Okay. I thought we,
Thanks, guys.
I thought we were going to get a demo, but I guess we're not going to get a demo.
I don't know, that would be.
They could do that on the table. Okay, Glimmer Pink, Norma Henderson. Is Norma here? Oh, Norma's not here. Oh my God, that's our last one?
Well, she's the only one I had a question mark in.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
right. So Ms. Henderson is not
I
here.
need some jewelry cleaner.
You do?
Not this week.
Not this week, no, I guess not. Okay, 5J is CBD policy, our favorite
My
subject.
goodness, this thing's never
Okay.
ending.
Do you
I
wanna-
just
yeah,
added
go
the
ahead.
additional language that was asked at the last board meeting to this document.
Right.
I did want to advise the board that the health department did call and say that they are not going to, at this point, oversee any sort of ingestibles. So that does set us back slightly. So we do need to discuss how we want to proceed with that particular item. So I removed that from this list, and then I added the actual labeling from the city attorney's document, kind of word for word, so that it's in one solid sheet that we
Oh,
can hand out
good.
to people. So I'll just pass that around.
Okay, pass it around, let's take a quick look at it before we talk.
And then again, we had discussed just having something that we could go by for 6 months, and then revisit it in 6 months, see if it's working, see if it's not working. And then we did pass out a breakdown of where we're at with all of our vendors, and CBD was listed on there.
Thank you. I'm sorry, could you say that last part again?
Yeah, so the breakdown that you received last week, or at our last board meeting, listed where we were in regards to CBD vendors on the street, current CBD vendors on the street.
Has anybody looked or asked the other lotion vendors and body care vendors if they're using CBD in their products now?
No.
Because I'm not sure that somebody actually would even know that they should
Have
come
it
forward
right.
about it. Like if somebody sold lavender lotion and they decide to make a sandalwood lotion, we wouldn't make them come back again.
Right.
So we might want to check to see if anybody is
Absolutely.
adding those products.
Absolutely.
Oops. Turn this thing up. My question is, are edibles included? Because this is unclear to me.
Well, that's where we need to have a slight discussion, because previously we thought it would be okay because the health department was going to oversee it, and we said that if the health department approved them, and they would go through all of the
Yeah,
checks that normally would happen, check kitchens, check things of that nature. But because the health department told us last week that they are not going to do that at this point, it kind of pushes us a step back to decide whether we're going to allow edibles or not, based on whether the health department would or would not check them. So at this point, they are not going to be checking any sort of CBD ingestibles. My guidance would be to, until the health department does start checking, for us just to put a hold on any sort of ingestibles, because it is putting us at somewhat of a risk. Whereas right now, anything that is ingestible on the street is governed through the health department.
How is it putting us at risk? We're the landlord.
What's that?
We're the landlord.
Right.
How does it put us at risk? If somebody eats candy that has peanut butter in it and has a reaction.
Right. Well,
or-
it keeps us in line with what our current regulations are. Anything that is ingestible on the street does go through the health department. So it keeps us in line with that. If we do not allow any sort of ingestible CBD product.
Packaged products are,
I would not have any ingestible CBD items.
yeah, packaged products don't go through the health department, like Farmers Market, do they?
They do, yes.
They do. Okay.
Did the health department indicate how long it would be?
No.
So when they do, then we can discuss this at a later
Right,
date.
and what I said when I spoke with our representative, the VillageFest representative from the health department, is give us notification as soon as you start to have that discussion, so that we know that it's coming, and then our
Heads up.
board could be advised that maybe in the next few months,
Yeah.
they will start governing it. But at this point, she said they're just not there, unfortunately. They were hoping to be, and they are not.
May I ask a question to somebody in the audience?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I'm wondering if the BCC has more rulings over this.
What's
That's the
BCC?
state.
Bureau of Cannabis Control.
Bureau of Cannabis Control. I'm wondering, since they regulate us now,
We haven't heard, because it's less than the .03 thing. So
Yes, but
that's
there
a
was
very
a
good
ruling,
question.
there was a ruling on, just this past week too, with somebody who tried to fight this through the district courts about CBD, and they lost. And they went
Yeah.
with the federal guidelines. I know, I would like to ask as well, because I see him here. Also, I would like to ask, how will it be handled with a downtown merchant? Being able to bring out into the street whatever they already sell in their store.
And
Because he's
see,
sitting
that's,
behind you.
I'm so glad you asked, because that's the conundrum that I have. If a merchant doesn't need health department approval, why should one of our merchants need health department approval?
Well, that, I mean, obviously, that discussion and decision is up to the entire board.
Correct.
I just would like for the board to consider staying within our current lines of how we regulate the street fair. I don't want us to veer off without completely understanding something.
Can I ask you, though, if a product were to be stated that it is hemp rather than CBD on the labeling, does it come under a different category then? Because I think that that's really.
Yeah, hemp's not regulated,
Right.
right? Hemp is not
But
regulated.
oftentimes when you see CBD, it is in fact hemp. And it
Of
is-
course.
They're just
Sure.
using the word, the name CBD, because it's all in the news. It's got all the
Yeah.
buzz. So I think that could really alleviate it as well. I mean, people have been selling hemp lotions there for a long time.
Well, and again, this board can decide how you want that to be stated. You can say that we do not accept CBD products, we only accept hemp products. And everything that is presented to you must be documented that way.
I like that.
I haven't heard from you too.
I'm just learning this.
I'm
we all?
continually
Aren't we
learning. This is a whole new world.
I like the fact that
yeah.
we should, if we were thinking about keeping it to creams and lotions and waiting a while longer until we see what happens in July with ingestibles and tinctures, I think that would be a fair statement to make right now, because July it's changing again.
And Tina, do you have thoughts?
Thank you. Yeah, I don't like to just interrupt or overspeak, so when I'm asked, then I'm ready to say whatever. I like this list, it's concise, and as you said, it's under the city attorney's recommendation.
Right, the bottom portion came from the labeling part.
Yeah.
That's
Came
labeling.
from, right, the top part was just kind of based on a lot of conversations that were had. Faith and I tried to decipher what was the most simple way to document it so that we had a document to hand to people that would say, you must present all of these items to staff before that person will ever come before the board. And if they cannot provide those items, they will not be presenting before the board.
So I want to make sure, I'm not sure what the discussion is right now. Is the discussion whether or not we have CBD oil products on the street, which we already have several vendors? Or is the discussion, what are the future guidelines when someone presents to us? What is the actual purpose of this discussion at this moment?
I would like to decide whether we will allow any ingestibles. I think that would be very helpful, and that would help staff make sure this document is accurate. And that's one. Board Member Meredith mentioned the possibility of changing the language from CBD to hemp, and that would probably be a secondary discussion.
If I may say one thing, at the beginning or the end of the discussion last time, I came up with a proposal, and eventually I want to make that into a motion. I'm not quite sure how and when we do that, because this is fine, but there's nothing new about this that changed anything that I submitted, drafted to you guys on this. The issue for me still is CBD products, all of them, and the legal ones, of course, have different qualities than other topicals or even other edibles. And I wanted to create some kind of category, for lack of a better word, where we can allow all of these, just hear me out, because I know there's a lot of pro and con, that we can allow all of these at the street fair, not break any rules, and when July comes and goes, we can take it from there. And if we agree that we want edibles, and we haven't agreed to that, then my suggestion would be to create a separate category that we can slice and dice any way we want as time goes on. If we don't want edibles, then I think we can start with that and get that off the table and then fiddle around with the other stuff.
I agree with the edibles, but unfortunately now the health department has thrown a monkey wrench into this temporarily, let's
Right.
say. But the other thing that I'm a little concerned about, and I understand that and I agree with that, but then a downtown merchant can bring his stuff on the street and sell it.
Well, again, that's up to the board's discretion. I understand that the category of downtown merchants allows for products that are sold in their storefront. You do still have the ability to say these are not products that we would
rules,
like
yeah.
sold at the street fair.
So we can stop it when they come before us.
You can, absolutely. You have that ability.
The question is, do we want to, and is that fair? Or is that kind of a disparate treatment toward a vendor who is not a brick and mortar vendor in our downtown, who wants to sell a product that he or she makes? And we're saying, no, you can't do that because we said you can't, because the health department doesn't blah, 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 blah. And that's where we are. But
Yeah.
I would love to walk out of this room with a decision.
I would too.
I think we need to.
I think we have 2 months left until we see some results in July. I'm okay with creams, and I think the other two should be taken off the table until after July.
I have a question. Somebody brought to my attention recently, we were talking about a special place to put it if we get to that point. And they mentioned specialty foods. Would they fit in that? That's a category.
They fit within it, but if you have a specialty
I'm
food,
asking
the
a
health
question.
department has to go.
Well, I know that. I'm saying if the health department gives us permission. And
But
then-
technically, it would still be considered, the current vendors that you have on the street right now fall under an art and craft vendor, because we consider, upon their approval, they provided you photos and or video of them making their own
Amazing, yes.
product. So that's really where they would fall under.
Well, we could still require that.
Absolutely.
We could, whether they're in arts and crafts or something we invent or whatever, we can still require, we will require that we want to see them making the product.
Because then you're really opening yourself up if you do not require the 75%. I mean,
No, we would
you're
keep the
really
we would
opening
keep
yourself
that.
up.
There's
would keep
actually,
that.
there's actually two vendors that we approved that have open shops, hemp shops, CBD shops, that do not make that product.
Well, the vendors that we have approved thus far have provided video and or photos of them making their product, just the same that you saw today.
So where does that leave us? We've,
We need to decide whether we're gonna allow
well,
for
I want to hear from
tinctures or not.
everybody.
Okay.
Okay. And you've heard from, do you have some comments on this?
Not really.
It's complicated,
Yes, it is.
and it's changing
That's
constantly.
the
And
thing.
like Julie said, it's going to change in a month or two. Yes, ma'am?
I would like us to take one item such as ingestibles, vote on it, and instead of mixing all these conversations, just suggestion, take one item, clear it up, yes or no, and then go to the next item.
Okay.
That's my suggestion.
Thank you. Chris?
I thought that all the vendors that we had approved were 75% handmade. Dog business, etc. Julie, you're saying that some things are not handmade?
There's some things that have been brought to the table that were in a mixing bowl, and labels were made, things were done, but we don't know if it's actually made or not, because now they have a store where they distribute everything. So the product line on the street is below 0.03, is it?
Yeah.
Which doesn't do anything for anybody anyway, so it's a false representation of what CBD oil and hemp oil really do. So it's a false representation, basically. And they're selling it for $60, $70, $80. To me, that's an insult to the intelligence. So that's my feeling. Joy?
Can we take a vote?
Joy?
No, I want to know
but-
what she felt about that.
We need a
Well,
motion.
no, we need a motion.
I'm going to ask you to make a motion. Let's do a motion on the edibles first.
Motion gonna be? I want to make a motion that we make a decision, that we, my motion would be that we would only allow edible CBD oil products at such time that the health department approves such products.
Right.
So you're saying no edibles and only lotions? Is that what you're saying?
No, I did not say anything
just
about lotion. I said that under the category of CBD oil products that are considered edibles or ingestibles and edibles, that we would not permit these products at such time until they are completely approved by the health department.
Good one.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Discussion?
Nope.
Well said.
I don't think there's a discussion. Do you have
So we're
any-
just waiting for the
No,
health department, right?
Right.
And then we'll take
Yeah.
direction.
Then we'll
which is
take
what you
direct- we'll
need,
take it from
just
there.
like
So if
anything
it
else.
takes 2 months or 6 months,
Honey,
whatever
it's
it
going to take
is.
more than 2 months.
Because really, the last meeting, we were under the impression,
Yes, of
and that's
course.
where a lot of us were thinking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
things differently.
now it's
and,
changed.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately, they, maybe you talked to 2 different people.
No, it's the
Oh,
same
they-
person.
they-
And
oh,
they
okay.
she had discussed it with her office. They have documentation even on the health department's website about CBD.
Okay.
And she thought that they were going to start overseeing it. And then when we talked to her last week, she said they decided they were gonna take a step back until they can get further information. And it may have to do with some ruling somewhere, whatever it was, they're gonna take a step
Sure.
back. And she will give us notification when that conversation comes back to the
So
table.
she'll do that as soon as.
Yes.
And then we can.
And then we'll bring that conversation back to
Right.
this
Yeah.
table.
And, you
Yeah,
know, we
because
can
that
always
was,
change
that was an
later on.
important
Yes.
factor.
I
Good.
agree.
I
At
think
the
that
last
that
meeting.
eliminates a lot of the drama.
Yeah, that was,
Okay.
yeah.
Any other comments before we vote? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It carries unanimously. So edibles are off the table.
Yeah.
Edibles, comestibles, ingestibles, tinctures.
Until the health department
Yeah.
could give us some direction.
Right. That could be for forever.
Can I make a motion on
Yeah.
topicals?
Mhm.
I'd like to approve this document as prepared by staff.
Yes, you can.
I'd like to make a motion
a motion,
approving that.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, discussion. No, I think this just summarizes what we've been discussing for,
And it's one page.
yes, this is
yes.
great. Thank you.
And you realize that the top portion is a majority of the last page in your document.
Yes, yeah, no, it's fine. It's good.
It's very well done.
Succinct. Very, very, very well done. Better than mine. Better than my last
Yeah,
three.
why weren't you on that
Right.
subcommittee?
Okay, so, any more discussion?
Please no.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
It carries unanimously. Let's put this to bed.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
well,
good
yeah.
job. Thank you, everybody, for staying in there.
I'm sorry, not to
Yeah.
put it to bed. We do need to decide, we do have ingestibles currently on the street. Are we just going to allow that?
Nope.
I
Until
don't
we
think
hear any
so.
more?
I think it's either all or none, right?
None. Pull 'em
Okay,
up.
so, our options are to give it a sunset date and let the current vendors know.
Yeah.
That could be 2
30
months.
July
1 month,
1st, June 1st?
And
What is
just
it?
30 days.
30 days,
the health department. And
right,
then,
unless or until, right, just tell them we changed the rules.
okay, staff will send a document to all the current vendors. Just to be prepared, you will probably get some kickback. But it's just unfortunately where we're at.
And I just think it's very clear for anybody to understand that we just want to handle this the same way that we would handle any product regardless of
Yeah,
that.
I'm not worried about it.
Any, whether it be a topical or an edible, it just needs that health
Right, it
department
just-
in the
We
edibles.
want to treat everybody the
Right,
exact
it
same way.
has nothing to do with what it is.
No. Okay, unfinished business, there isn't any. New business, there isn't any. Reports and requests. Public, nothing. Does anybody from the public want to come and? Right, this is the time for anybody in the public to come and talk to us. Okay. Board comments. Do you want to talk to us? Of course you do.
Yeah, of course.
Coming up to the mic, hi.
I think somebody, or maybe one or two.
Can you identify yourself for
Yeah,
our
hi, my
viewers
name
at
is
home?
Hal Lewis. I actually own Hetty's Boutique here in Palm Springs.
Uh-huh.
I actually have been in the hemp and cannabis sector since 1978. I know maybe somebody wanted a clarification. I don't know if I'm allowed to give clarification.
You can talk now.
Okay,
yeah.
but the BCC, Bureau of Cannabis Control, will not make a ruling in July on hemp. They will only make a ruling on cannabis. The definition of cannabis is above 0.03 THC. So I need the board to hopefully understand that. Now,
we do.
we're writing a paper, actually, that I'd like to submit to the board within the next 2 weeks about hemp, the difference between hemp and cannabis.
Good.
Okay? So that way there's some explanation there for everybody. I do agree that everything on that street, no matter what it is, if I'm putting it in my body because I have a weakened immune system, I want to make sure it's healthy. I want to make sure that I know what the ingredients are. So I agree with the board on what they're saying, okay? I think the board left a big loophole, and I'm going to say this out loud, and hopefully if anybody else is in this room that sells hemp products, they don't kill me on the way out. But the board left the loophole on the health department, as long as it's health department approved. Am I correct? Okay. Our stuff is health department approved, where it's manufactured at. Is that good enough for the board? Because it is health department approved. Health departments have looked at our kitchens in Emeryville, have looked at our labs in Salt Lake City, Utah. We're under scrutiny all the time, and I love being under scrutiny because I believe we should be held to a higher level than anybody else. That's my personal belief. So being that is, if the health department has approved our products and has said, hey, these products are safe to go into the consumer for consumption, into the market for consumption, is that what was being said here? And I believe it was the way the motion was and the way that it was read back.
I think what we said, was, we will not allow edibles on the street. That is what we said. We didn't get into who's selling them.
No, until the health, I'm sorry.
Until the health department or
has approved.
Correct, so I'm just as.
Sorry.
Protocol would be you have your 2 minutes time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And then
we have to
I
discuss.
can respond, or the board can
Okay.
have a discussion, but we cannot actually
Okay,
conversate
sorry,
back and
I didn't,
forth. So
sorry
please finish.
that I'm not doing protocol, my apologies. No, I love the street festival. My daughter was almost born here 28 years ago July, but she was born in Lake Tahoe because it was too hot. So I've been a part of this community for a very long time, and I believe in helping people, and that's my main concern, is that we still want to help people. Some of our products, not just our products, but some of the products that are being sold in local dispensaries are actually being sold in some of the local hotels here, okay? Because they have below 0.03 THC. So I want you to understand that. It's not just the street festival, it's the whole area of Palm Springs, the whole area of Coachella Valley, the whole area of California that's going through these growing pains right now. And like I volunteered myself before, and my partner's up in the Bay Area right now driving down, we're here to be a service to this committee. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
So I will advise the board that our protocol regarding the health department is that everything on the street must be approved through the Palm Springs Health Department. So currently, we will have a food service vendor that will come to the board or will come to our office and say, I have a health department permit in the county of San Diego. That it does not suffice. You must be approved through the Palm Springs Health Department in order to sell a product at VillageFest.
What about packaged goods?
It's all the same. Everything has to, and that is when the health department comes out and does their checks quarterly, they have a list of every food service vendor who has a permit through their office. Some of them don't even pay fees, but they still have the appropriate permits. And that's who the health department goes by, and they check and make sure that they're selling their product which is approved through the health department, whatever regulations it may be.
Is that Riverside County?
Correct.
Right, because the city itself does not.
Yeah.
We use Riverside County.
Correct.
Okay.
I
got it.
really like the way that things turned out here, but I just have to press on this just a little bit more in regards to a situation like Hal's. So if he has products that are packaged in another state, let's just say, and I'm just thinking just anybody like this in this situation. They're packaged in another state, they have had clearance from there, they are not, so then how would that work?
My question would be, are you opening yourself up to other CBD or hemp products, vendors selling on the street, going to provide you the same information? Are they going to provide us with documentation that says that they received their packaged products were approved through a health department in Phoenix, Arizona? Are we going to accept that?
Well, the difference is that the other people would have had to make it themselves, and the merchant didn't have to make it themselves.
Well, then maybe we
So-
need to consider them as a merchant, and that being the special case, as opposed to the health department being the special case.
Can you say that a different way?
So your the current merchant on the street who sells ingestible products, it would be less of an issue if we approve their products, even if they are ingestibles, because they are a downtown merchant, and not because they have a health department permit through another, outside of Riverside County. Because that does open you up to other people saying that they have products from
Yeah,
another.
to me, it's a false equivalency. If we say we are not going to permit edibles and all that stuff, or we are. And the fact that the person is a downtown merchant, we'd love to have them there. But we have this dichotomy that we have to come up with something so that we don't have different people every week coming back to us and complaining.
Well, I just want to say that this is another case of the slippery slope. We're either going to allow ingestibles or we're not. And we have a reason that, according to the city and the laws, current laws here, that we felt unanimously that we rather wait until, in this particular bubble that we live in, it's approved and there's a safety. So I feel that if we say, but if you make it, I don't think we can do it. It becomes very
It's kind of like
slippery.
opening up the door a little.
We either, you know, you
It's
either
a
do
weird
this
thing.
or
I'm
you
just
don't.
wondering how we're gonna handle it,
And
just for discussion. I
And
just
merchants
wanna
can
know.
sell, merchants have lots of things to sell. So it doesn't, that's one item that we're talking about and one item that we voted on. So right now, that should be the way it is.
Right, and, we may in 3 months want to change it. But right now, I think we made a decision to ban edibles and ingestibles and tinctures, and that should stand.
Until the health department.
Until the health department.
The Riverside
Riverside
County.
County.
Yeah,
Okay, so
good luck
that's
with
what
that.
we didn't really say was Riverside County.
Right. So does that clarify it? Does anybody else have any
Right, we didn't
comments
say
on it? But
Riverside
you made a good
Although
point.
We didn't know.
We inferred Riverside County because that is the county over this city.
Correct.
Correct. Where were we? Good.
We were
Oh,
almost
good.
done with
We're
that.
almost done.
Almost done talking about that.
Back up on
Oh, I think we're done. I think we're done.
No, Main Street.
442, they have to get out.
Yeah, but at 5. Board comments? Yeah,
This has nothing to do with this. We're
Oh,
done with
good.
that.
okay, we're done with that.
Actually, it was Chris that saw it, and he asked me about it on a street fair night on Arenas. In front of the bars down there, there were 3 food trucks.
They weren't there last Thursday.
No, but the one before, was that legal?
Yeah, Arenas Road would be legal, right?
Would it?
For food trucks?
I
Because it
thought
goes
they
to
were there from
Indian.
they weren't there from the filming, that's what I told somebody.
It absolutely could have been.
I think that I think that
absolutely could've
those
been.
were
What did you
not
say?
individual sales food trucks. I think that, I'm not totally sure, but there was filming going on, and they wanted to bring some food trucks in to feed the people. Yeah, I'm not totally sure either, but I actually assumed that and relayed that to JC when
Okay.
he called me about
Okay,
it.
I will confirm that. We did receive
Yeah.
some, normally we receive film permits, so we would be able to see where they're
Yeah,
gonna be.
so
But if they
you'd
weren't
know.
at the street fair, then we didn't receive anything, but we could find that out.
Okay.
We'll confirm that for
Just,
you.
you know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Subcommittee reports, topicals? What are we doing?
Take that off, please.
Oh, my gosh, that's over.
Yeah.
Thank you,
We're
subcommittee.
down to Main
Where the,
Street.
yeah, I know.
Main
Oh, no,
Finished for
compliance.
now.
Well, he was bringing up the food trucks. Maybe we were
Right.
already there.
Okay.
Well, compliance is more us walking the street and
Well,
notifying.
we do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but we don't have to
Periodically,
get into
everybody
that.
does it.
Okay, Main Street. Hello, Main Street.
I have nothing except that I hope that we stay on Palm Canyon and don't veer off into the new project. Although there are no electrical outlets in their lights there anyways.
Oh,
Really?
perfect.
Isn't that good
What do
planning?
you think of the new Tommy Bahamas?
It's splendid.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Okay, staff reports, meet your community. Who's on that committee? Are you on that committee?
Ron?
Ron is.
Ron chairs that
There it
committee.
goes. Faith had all the letters sent out.
I got one for Main
okay.
Street.
Nice.
Thank you.
So we'll just wait and see as they come in, and then we'll report back where we are each month with participants, as we
Right.
normally do.
Did you send one to Terry Milton or boards and commissions if they want to, they're looking to fill vacancies in all the
yeah.
boards, and I had mentioned that to Councilmember
Well, that would
Coors
be a
when I
good
saw him,
idea.
and also to the mayor.
I like that idea.
And I said, you could send people from the different commissions each week, or a bunch of them can be down there talking about their activities.
Sure.
And that one probably be on the House, I think. Yeah. I think that's the end of the world here.
I think
My
so.
goodness, right on
Well, they want
time.
us out of here by 5.
Staff
Yeah, I know.
reports. Nothing?
Okay,
What the heck?
somebody make a motion
I
to
make a
adjourn.
motion that we adjourn.
I will second that.
All
All in
right.
favor?
Aye.
We adjourned at 4:45 PM.
Miracle.
Thank you.